Guys, today I'm going to be reading the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership from musician to leadership. When John Maxwell was a kid, his mother used to tell him that the birds of a feather flock together. And John Maxwell thought that was a wise saying when he was spending time with his older brother Larry and playing ball. He was a good athlete, so he figured that made John want to. As he grew up, he instinctively recognized good students, spent time with good students, people who only wanted to play, stuck together, and so on. But he didn't really understand the impact of the law of magnetism until he moved to San Diego, California, and became the leader of the last church he pastored. John's predecessor at Skyline Church was Dr. Orville Butcher. He's a wonderful man with many admirable qualities. One of his best is his musicianship. He plays piano and has a beautiful Irish tenor voice, even today in his 80s. At the time John arrived in 1981, Skylight had a solid reputation for fine music and was nationally known for its outstanding musical productions. In fact, the church was filled with talented musicians and vocalists. And in 27 years, Dr. Butcher led the church. Only 2 music directors worked for him. An unbelievable track record. In comparison, during John's 14 years there, he employed 4 people in that capacity. Why there so many exceptional musicians at Skyline? The answer lies in the law of magnetism. People with musical talent were naturally attracted to Dr. Butcher. They respected him and understood him. They shared his motivation and values. They were on the same page with him. Leaders help to shape the culture of their organizations based on who they are and what they do. Music was valued. It was practiced and performed with excellence. It was used to reach out to the community. It was deeply ingrained in the culture of the organization. In contrast, John enjoys music, but he is not a musician. It's funny, but when interviewed for the position at Skylight, one of the first questions they asked him was whether he could sing. They were very disappointed when he told them no. After he came on board at the church, the number of new musicians arriving at the church declined quickly. They still had more than their share because Dr. Butcher had created momentum and a wonderful legacy in that area. But do you know what kind of people it started coming in instead? Leaders. John valued leadership, modeled it, trained people in it, and rewarded it. Leadership was woven into the fabric of the organization. By the time he left Skyline, not only was the church filled with hundreds of excellent leaders, but the church had raised and sent out hundreds of leaders. The reason was the law of magnetism. Their organization became a magnet for people with leadership ability. So basically, one of their pastors was a musician, so musicians came to the church. But then when John came, the musicians musicians that came into the church declined. But then there were more leaders that came to the church. So basically, the law of magnetism, what you're a master at is who you will attract in a business or a group or friends. Well, basically that's the law of magnetism. Basically people follow you if like you're a master at something and they're interested in it, or like they're already doing it too. So I'm asking kids how kids come through mom, dad, and apartment prescription. It's written by my mom. It's how she got 50 apartments in 7 years. And Aliens Stole My Homework is Aliens Stole My Homework is my book, and it's about a kid and aliens who steal his homework. So yeah, like and subscribe. Bye.